William Caxton brought printing to England in 1476. He was the first to print parts of the Bible in English. From now on, Bibles were printed. About 100 years after John Wycliffe's death, William Tyndale also stated that the Christian's true authority was the Bible, not the Church. To someone who disagreed with this, he said, "If God spares my life, I will cause a ploughboy to know more Scripture than you do." But his efforts to bring the Bible in current English to the man in the street proved too difficult and dangerous in England. He was forced abroad for the rest of his life. There he translated the New Testament into English and had it printed in 1525. Copies were smuggled back to England for circulation. Many people lost their lives in the process because King Henry VIII and the Church were violently opposed to the work. He later translated and published parts of the Old Testament. Tyndale was the first to bypass the Vulgate and go directly to the Hebrew and Greek texts. But his enemies pursued him even on the continent. King Henry had him arrested and imprisoned outside Brussels. He was tried for heresy, strangled, and his body was burned at the stake. He died crying, "Lord, open the King of England's eyes." Others followed in his footsteps. For example, Miles Coverdale produced a printed Bible in English in 1535. He used much of Tyndale's translation. This also had to be done abroad, but 2 years later the second edition was the first English Bible printed in England. It even had King Henry's blessing. His eyes had been opened indeed.